YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to another Identity 5 video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the best personas for each survivor in the game. A lot of people have been asking me, Eli, what's the best persona for this survivor? What's the best persona for this survivor? So I thought, why not make a video? We will show you guys the best personas for every survivor in the entire game. So without further ado, let's get into the first character, which is Doctor. Now, Doctor is always going to bring a standard borrowed time with knee-jerk reflex, a 3/9 build here for kiting potential. Of course, you will always bring exit path no matter what. That's a default trait that every survivor will always bring no matter what. We do bring companion effect as well. Companion effect is very good. After being rescued, it gives you a chance of rebound kiting. That's very important in this game. Gives you a 20% movement speed boost off after being rescued from the rocket chair, which is very important as well. And we have Doctor build as well. This is going to increase the healing time from injury and healing others as well, which is very important. Doctor, she already heals herself and others quickly, but Doctor obviously wants to heal as quickly as possible. That's the main point of playing Doctor, so we're going to bring the Doctor build with Doctor. Look at the next character, which is Lawyer. Lawyer is going to bring a standard 3/9 build here as well with broken windows for kiting, companion effect, exit path. We also going to bring Snooze. And now Snooze is very important because as a lawyer or as a kiting character, there's a good chance you will have first kite more or less majority of the time, not majority of the time, but often you will have first kite, obviously more so than rescuers. So bring Snooze is very important. The ability to sit on the rocket chair for a longer period of time is very, very crucial. Why, you might ask? Well, because when you sit on the rocket chair for longer, it gives your teammates more time to decode before they're forced to come in for a rescue. So having that Snooze to promote decoding progress is very crucial. So Snooze this is the standard kiting build. If you want to know what a standard kiting build, you're like thinking, oh, I want to bring a standard kiting build for my character. This is the most standard kiting build you could build, that you could bring for any kiting character. It's 3/9, 3 on Snooze, 1 on companion effect, 1 on exit path. The last trait here is his herd behavior. This last one doesn't matter too much. You could bring herd behavior or drawbridge effect. You could even bring prisoner's dilemma, but I think herd behavior is probably the best out of the 3, so it doesn't really matter, but the most important thing is this 3/9 here with Snooze, companion effect, and exit path. The next survivor here is Thief. Now, Thief is going to go ahead and bring a flywheel build. The reason why is when you're playing Thief, you go for the flashlight and the hunter. Sometimes you're able to get the hit off before the flashlight activates. You want to have flywheel to avoid that swing. So flywheel is very important with Thief. Flywheel is actually one of the things that made this character a little bit better. So flywheel here, along with borrowed time, of course, always bringing borrowed time, exit path, companion effect. Over here, very standard. We're also going to go ahead and bring 3 into Horsefly effect. This increases your overall kiting potential, letting you drop the pallets a lot quicker, and also 1 on muscle memory, increasing your vaulting speed. So 3/12 companion effect, exit path, and we're going to build 1 all the way up to 1 on muscle memory here. Next survivor is Gardener. Now, I bring a bit of a unique build on Gardener. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I think this build is very strong. It is no borrowed time, so that's something to keep in mind. And I know Psyche's going to say, oh, this build sucks, blah, blah, blah. I think borrowed time needs to be on everything. And most of the time, that's true, but I do believe this build for Gardener is quite good. This is also a build similar to what Paul Blums was playing when we played rank as well. So this is a fun little Gardener build. Now, this is a little bit hard to play because you have to remember that you don't have borrowed time. So when you're playing with teammates, they have to acknowledge you don't have borrowed time. You have to play around that. You want to make sure you're not getting hit on the Cypher pop. You want to pop before you get hit, in this case. So priming the Cypher with this build wouldn't exactly work. So Tide Turner here, broken windows, or knee-jerk reflex rather, for kiting. We are going to bring, of course, companion effect and exit path. The reason why we bring Tide Turner with Gardener is because she's a good rescuer, because you get the bubble and go for save with Tide. She's also not like a rescuer. She's very durable, so having the knee-jerk reflex to support the kiting is really important for her as well. And will to survive with Gardener. The reason why is you don't usually break chairs as Gardener for the most part. You want to prioritize decoding, but occasionally you'll break an important chair that a hunter would typically want to use. And so if the hunter is forced to drop you to fix the chair, will to survive helps you struggle free a lot quicker, which means that it gives you a better chance of, struggling free if the hunter's trying to fix that chair and picks you back up again. Now, another build you can just bring with Gardener is a standard broken windows build with Snooze or with struggle speed again here. This would probably be the other build I would recommend for Gardener. Besides that, those are pretty much the only 2 builds, or probably just this one, and this one are the best 2 here. So the 3/9 with build to survive, or 3-9 with Tide Turner. Or sorry, not 3-9. 6-9 with Tide Turner. Next survivor is Magician. We're just going to bring a very standard Broken Windows. Not Broken. I keep saying Broken Windows. It used to be called that. Knee-jerk Reflex with Borrowed Time. 3 on Snooze, 1 on Companion Effect, 1 on Exit Path. Very standard kiting build. Magician is just a standard kiting character. The next character is Explorer. Now, Explorer is a very unique build. The reason why is because we bring 3 Airwalk on Explorer. The reason why we bring Airwalk on Explorer is Explorer wants to always avoid being found. The point of Explorer is to hide majority of the match, get your pages, pop Cypher Machines with those pages, avoid being found by the Hunter is the most important thing. That's why you bring Airwalk. If the Hunter does go into your vicinity, when you walk when you're running around as a survivor, you leave a trail behind you. The trail disappears 2 seconds faster. Very, very fast. It disappears very fast if you're bringing max Airwalk. So bringing max Airwalk is very important to help him hide. We also have Exit Path, of course, Borrowed Time. And we're actually going to bring no kiting build on him. We're just going to go with Tide Turner. The reason why we do this is because, again, Explorer should not be getting found. He should be hiding majority of the match. He does not need to bring any sort of kiting build. We don't need Companion Effect because ideally he won't be on the rocket chair. Ideally he won't be kiting. We don't need Horsefly Effect or Muscle Memory. We don't need Knee Jerk or Flywheel. We're just going to go ahead and bring Tide Turner with Borrowed Time and Airwalk. So if Explorer's not getting found, he could go for a rescue at some point with the Tide. So this is the most common build we would see for Explorer. The next survivor is Mercenary. We're going to bring a rescue build with Mercenary, Borrowed Time, Tide Turner, of course, 3-6, Exit Path. We're going to bring 3 on Sticker. Now, something that a lot of lower tier players often do with Mercenary is they try to body block after their first rescue with Mercenary. You don't want to do this because the reason why then you're just wasting your Tide Turner, right? You bring Tide Turner with Mercenary, so you can go for the rescue, use your Tide Turner, and this will protect the survivor for longer. If you're body blocking for that, the Tide Turner has no effect. Let's say you rescue, then you body block a hit, then the Hunter kills the next survivor 20 or 30 seconds later, and Tide Turner's already worn off, so Tide Turner was basically just pointless at that point. You bring Tide Turner to waste more time after the survivor is rescued. So there's no need to body block for the survivor on first rescue. I know a lot of lower tier players who are newer to the game are still trying to figure that out. Again, make sure you rescue. Do not get double hit as Mercenary. Get the rescue, get away, go back to decoding your Cypher Machine to promote Cypher Rush. Now, we do bring Sticker in case you do get double down. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. In case you do happen to get double down, which once in a while it may happen, depending on how well the Hunter camps, it's important to have Sticker to increase your self-healing speed so you can get back up faster and get back to decoding. Also, sometimes as Mercenary, you'll have to go for a rescue at half health because he does have that delayed effect. So if you get down that way, it's important to have Sticker to heal up quicker. We also are going to bring Symbiotic effect as well, so you can get to the rocket share quicker and get that rescue off. Next survivor here is Coordinator. You may be asking, why are we not bringing Tide Turner with Coordinator? Because we have a flare gun. So as Coordinator, we go for the rescue. We rescue the survivor, then we shoot the flare gun, and that means that it has effect where the Hunter is essentially stunned. We don't need Tide Turner to protect the survivor. We're using the flare gun essentially to protect the survivor instead of the Tide Turner. So we're going to bring a kiting build on Coordinator because some Hunters will chase Coordinator first, and we're just going to bring a very standard kiting build along with Snooze as well here and Exit Path. The next survivor is Priestess. Now, with Priestess, we are going to bring a Doctor build. As you know, Priestess is a character that also can be used for healing, similar to Doctor, because she does have that increased healing speed. So we're going to bring Doctor to buff that even more here. And besides that, we just have a very standard kiting build, Borrowed Time, Knee-Jerk Reflex, Exit Path, and Symbiotic effect. Now, Priestess, sometimes people used to use her as a rescuer. We cannot do that anymore. A lot of the meta hunters in the game can kill Priestess a lot quicker than the older meta hunters back, 10, 15 seasons ago. So we do need to bring a kiting build with her. And Doctor, Companion Effect, Exit Path. Next is Mechanic. Mechanic, again, another standard kiting build here with Snooze, Companion Effect, Borrowed Time, and Knee-Jerk Reflex. Mechanic is a character that most likely will get chased first majority of the time because she is an easy kill for a lot of hunters, so improving her kiting is very important, and since there's a good chance she will be getting chased, bringing Snooze is very crucial. Next we have Forward. So Forward is going to bring Flywheel. a lot of the time. So you can bring a Tide Turner build with Forward as well, but we typically will see Forwards bring Flywheel because harassing characters prioritize using Flywheel. The reason why is when you're harassing, you want to use a Flywheel to avoid a hit. That way you can save your football instead of footballing away from the hunter. Sometimes the hunters will turn to chase after you, and then you can Flywheel to avoid a hit and continue to harass and not waste your football. We also have Companion Effect, of course, very good for after getting rescued. Exit Path. And we're going to bring Struggle Speed, Will to Survive with Forward. Forward, as we know, already has Struggling Speed here. So we're going to buff that a little bit more with Will to Survive. Yeah, that's a pretty standard Forward build here. Next is Mind's Eye. Now, I will say this right now, guys. I do not recommend playing Mind's Eye. The only reason why I have some points with Mind's Eye is because I was playing her in lower tier rank for fun. Back when I was like it was end of season last year when the points didn't really matter. But Mind's Eye is not a character I would recommend playing. Unfortunately, she is the weakest character in the game. Now, if you are going to play Mind's Eye, you are going to run that risk of playing Mind's Eye. You do need to bring a full-on kiting build, no borrowed time. We cannot afford to bring borrowed time. We need to improve the kiting as much as possible because Mind's Eye's kiting is very weak. So we're going to bring Flywheel. We're going to bring Knee-Jerk Reflex, just maximum kiting potential. We're going to bring Snooze, since Mind's Eye will be getting chased first 80 to 90% of the time. So being able to sit on the rocket chair longer is very important. Sometimes we see players wanting to bring Great Power Pallet Stun for Mind's Eye. This is a no-no. Unfortunately, you will have to bring Snooze because Mind's Eye will be getting chased first majority of the time. You want to be able to sit on the rocket chair as long as possible as Mind's Eye to allow your team to decode as fast or as much as possible and get as much decoding done. Plus the max kiting build here, Flywheel, and Knee-Jerk Reflex. Again, you have to remember you won't have borrowed time in those matches, so that's something to keep in mind. With Perfumer, we are going to bring a Flywheel build on Perf. The reason why we bring Flywheel on Perfumer is because we need to be able to kite out our perfume. So let's say the hunter baits out the perfume, and we have to wait until the perfume cooldown is up so we can use our next perfume. We're going to use Flywheel to help avoid a hit and delay the hunter from hitting you again until that next perfume is available. So Flywheel, along with Borrowed Time here, Companion Effect, and over into Muscle Memory for kiting potential as well. Next survivor is Cowboy. Cowboy, again, we're going to bring a Flywheel build. We're going to have Borrowed Time here. We're going to have Flywheel Effect, Muscle Memory for kiting. We have Exit Path and Companion Effect. Sometimes I do see players wanting to build into Great Power to buff Cowboy's already long pallet stun, which is here. But he already has 20%. You don't really need to buff that too much. It's better to just improve his kiting with Muscle Memory and Flywheel, and also buff his supporting as well as Flywheel. Because he is a harasser, Flywheel is very important on Cowboy, and then Companion Effect, Exit Path, very standard. Next is going to be Female Dancer. We're just going to make a very standard kiting build with Dancer with Snooze here. Now, we do sometimes see players go for the pallet stun build, which is also fine because sometimes we're going to see the hunter go to break the slow box, and you want to be able to stun them for longer because you put the slow box down, the hunter goes to break it, you put it down in a pallet, then you pallet stun them. Having Great Power is pretty good. This is a pretty good build here with Dancer. It's a little bit risky because sometimes the hunter will bait the slow box break and then hit you, so you gotta be careful with that. But Great Power is definitely not a bad build at all for Dancer, so you could bring this one if you really want to have the extra pallets. And I would not recommend going 15-20%. Go ahead and keep Sticker here. Sticker is just very, very strong. If you really wanted to, you could cut Sticker altogether and run max Great Power, but I personally believe that one on Great Power is fine. Double Sticker here is good, and you can play this build. And if you want to just play a standard kiting build, which is also perfectly fine on Dancer, you'd play like this with Snooze. Next survivor is Seer. With Seer, we're just going to bring a very standard kiting build, Broken Windows, or Knee-Jerk Reflex, Borrowed Time 3-9, Snooze, Companion Effect, Exit Path. With Embalmer, we're going to go ahead and bring Doctor on Embalmer. The reason why is because sometimes when you coffin a teammate, you want to be able to heal them relatively quick. You don't necessarily need to bring Snooze with Embalmer because one of your chairs you're going to be using your coffin to rescue yourself. So having snooze only works on your first chair essentially, or whatever the first half of the chair that you use. So it's really not important to bring snooze, because then you kind of only get half the effect rather than having it twice. Let's say you're rescued twice, you only get half the effect, which is just not really worth it. Because Embalmer is going to be coffining for one of those chairs. So we would like to build into something else. We're going to go ahead and build into Doctor, which can be pretty good. Or you could build into, you could completely cut Doctor. You could build into Sticker. It doesn't really matter. You could build into Struggle Speed as well. These are all perfectly fine for Embalmer. It's just you don't need snooze. So it's just really what you want to bring at that point. Next is going to be the Prospector, because this is a harassment character. We are going to go ahead and bring Flywheel effect, Borrowed Time, Companion effect, and Kiting build over here with Muscle Memory and Exit Path. Pretty standard Flywheel harasser / kiter character. Next is Enchantress. Exact same thing. This is a kiter / harassment character. So we're going to bring Flywheel effect to support the harassing. Again, you don't want to waste your stuns as when you're harassing. Let's say the hunter turns to hit you, right? When you're harassing as Enchantress, you don't want to waste your stuns. You want to be able to conserve your stuns. So you're going to Flywheel the swing, save your stuns to continue supporting. And you're going to go ahead and just bring pretty standard Flywheel build. Next is Wildling. So Wildling is this is the wrong build, sorry. This is the build we usually bring for Wildling. We don't really need to bring Symbiotic effect, since Wildling Symbiote is board. He's very fast on the board. You don't need Symbiotic effect. We're going to go ahead and bring Healing. So when a teammates are able to heal you quicker, you actually don't need Brewing. You can actually just go double Healing here. So let's say you're injured and a teammate needs to heal you, because, again, you're a rescuer, you get hit. You're going to get hit most likely. You're going to need to get healed at some point. So bringing Healing is important for this character. And yeah, pretty standard rescue build here. One on Sticker is always good. Or actually, we can actually just cut that all off together. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go one Healing and we're going to go max Sticker. I think that's actually a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and do that. So I think this is actually a lot better. Borrowed Time here. Exit Path, one on Healing, triple Sticker. That is the rescue build for Wildling. Next is Acrobat. Pretty standard kiting build. Snooze, 3/9. Not much to be said there. Next is going to be First Officer. For First Officer, we're going to bring the Symbiotic effect to increase his speed when racing towards the rocket chair to go for the rescue. Sticker again, same build as Mercenary, 3/9. Symbiotic effect for rescuing, Sticker in case you get double downed, and Exit Path. Next is going to be Barmaid. Now, Barmaid, we are going to bring Pallet Stun. The reason why is Barmaid needs to be able to kite as long as possible to get her drink heal off, which is 20 seconds. So having the Pallet Stun is really, really important to increase your kiting potential. Now, again, you could completely cut Sticker, play max Pallet Stun. Perfectly fine for Barmaid. 3/9 kiting build here. Or you could go 2 Sticker. Both are fine. Both are fine for Barmaid. Next is going to be Postman. Again, very standard snooze build, 3/9. After that is Gravekeeper. For Gravekeeper, that is not the right one. No, also not the right one. Where's my rescue heal build? Where's my rescue heal build? Okay, this is also not right. I don't know why this is. Okay, for Gravekeeper, we have rescue heal. And 2 on Sticker. There we go. For Gravekeeper, we have this. This one is when movement speed is increased by 6% when running towards Survivor on the rocket chair. Whereas Gravekeeper is going to be in his shovel. So you're not actually running. So from what I know, you don't get the speed bonus from that with Symbiotic effect. So we just go ahead and bring Healing. Plus, since you're in shovel anyway, this speed increase wouldn't even be too crucial anyway. So Healing is good for Gravekeeper. And we just go ahead. And especially because you maybe need to go for a second rescue. Let's say you save somebody, the hunter hits you, your survivor teammate heals you faster with Healing. You can go for a second rescue and then, again, using your next shovel, something like that. So rescue, 3/6 build, and Healing, Sticker, and Exit Path. Next is going to be Prisoner. Pretty standard snooze build, 3/9 with snooze. Since Prisoner's a coder, he's most likely to get chased first. Having snooze is very important since you most likely will be getting chased a lot as Prisoner. Next is the Entomologist again. Pretty standard build, 3/9 snooze. Yeah, there you go. Next is Painter. Again, 3/9 snooze. Very standard. After that, it's going to be Batter. Batter is going to bring a flywheel build because he is a harassment character. Having flywheel is very important to help with harassing the hunter when trying to support your teammates. So we're bringing a 3/12 flywheel build here, companion effect, and kiting potential with muscle memory. Also exit path. Pretty standard flywheel. Now, Merchant has a bit of a unique build. Since Merchant can be a good rescue character, we are going to bring a 3/6 rescue build, but we will be bringing snooze on Merchant, just because Merchant can be getting chased, and you want to have snooze, which is very important for sitting on the rocket chair. But because Merchant is a good rescuer, she can fly all the way up to the rocket chair, get the rescue after jumping on her catapult. We like to bring Tide Turner with her, so we're going to bring 3/9 with snooze for Merchant. Now, if you're worried about your kiting potential in case you do get chased, you can, of course, just bring 3/9 snooze build on her. But if you really want to bring Tide Turner, which is also very good on Merchant, we're going to bring the Merchant 3/6 build here with snooze. Next is going to be Patient. Pretty standard 3/9 with snooze build. Next is Psychologist. Again, standard 3/9 snooze build. Nothing special here. Embalmer. Not Embalmer. Novelist. We're going to bring... actually, I didn't change it. Novelist is a stun build. With Novelist, we play stun, and we actually play max stun with Novelist. The reason why we play max stun with Novelist is because Novelist is a character... One of Novelist's iconic plays, switch the hunter into the pallet, get the pallet stun. So we always want to bring... Novelist is going to be pallet stunning the hunter more than any survivor in the entire game. So bringing great power on Novelist is very, very crucial. So we always bring max pallet stun on Embalmer on Novelist. I keep saying Embalmer. Novelist for that reason. 3/9, pretty standard kiting build. Companion effect, exit path, and max pallet stun for Novelist. Next is going to be Little Girl. Little Girl, some players like to bring weird builds like Tide Turner and no borrowed time, whatever. Just play 3/9. Little Girl, I would not recommend playing Little Girl in rank. She's not a very good rank survivor. If you really do want to play her though, just bring a standard kiting build, 3/9 snooze. Not much to be said there. Next is going to be Weeping Clown. Now, Weeping Clown can do two things. He can bring a rescue build because he can double as a rescuer. Tide Turner, borrowed time. You could bring Symbiotic Effect, or you could just play... That's not the right build. We'll just leave it on that. You can bring Symbiotic Effect, or you can bring Healing on him. Both are okay. You can play the Healing build. Now, sometimes Weeping Clown does act as a kiting character or a harassment character. So when that is the case, we like to bring Flywheel. Flywheel can be pretty good with him because let's say the hunter's going for you. Your rocket's on cooldown. You can Flywheel swing from the hunter. Then your cooldown's up, and you can then use your rocket to start dashing. So if you want to bring a rescue build, just bring a standard rescue build with him. You can either go Symbiotic Effect or the Healing Effect. If you want to play him in a more support style, Flywheel is good. Like this, or you can play him with Broken Windows and Snooze, also perfectly fine. He does have a lot of ways in which you can play him. Next is Antiquarian. Since Antiquarian is a support character, we are going to bring Flywheel on the Anti here. Pretty standard Flywheel kiting build here with muscle memory. Next is going to be Journalist. Now, Journalist is a rescue character, so we are going to play the standard rescue with Symbiotic Effect here. Not much to be said. They're just similar to Mercenary and Gravekeeper. Next is Lucky Guy. If you do end up playing Lucky Guy, which most people don't play Lucky Guy, and I wouldn't really recommend it. I mean, if you want to play him, you can, I guess. I don't know why you would, but if you really want to, you can play Lucky Guy with 3/9 snooze. Pretty standard build, 3/9 snooze for the rocket share. Not much to be said there. Next is Professor. Now, Professor, we typically will bring Flywheel. The reason why is Professor... obviously, as you know, Professor has two scales in which he can use first scale, use the second scale, and also Flywheel. So you want to just basically add to Professor's kind of hit avoidance. So adding Flywheel makes it so he has basically 3 ways to avoid the swing. 3 times he can avoid the swing. It kind of just pairs better with his ability. You could play a 3/9 snooze, but this build just pairs really well with his ability. You play it like this, build into muscle memory for kiting potential, companion effect, and exit path. Next is going to be Composer. Pretty standard 3/9 snooze build. Is a decoder, most likely will get chased a lot, so having snooze is important. And kiting potential with knee-jerk reflex. 3/9 snooze for Composer. Next is Aeroplanist. Aeroplanist, again, if you want to play him as a kiting character, you will go ahead and just play 3/9 snooze. Pretty standard. But if you do want to play him as a rescuer, then we will go ahead and bring the merchant build for him as well, which is 3/6 with snooze. Since he can get chased, you want to still bring snooze, but 3/6 and having that tide turner for rescuing. So you could play the merchant 3/6 on with snooze on Aeroplanist, or you could just play a standard 3/9 kiting build. Next is Cheerleader. For Cheerleader, we're going to play a standard 3/9 build, kiting build with snooze. We can also play flywheel on Cheerleader, just because sometimes you will be supporting your teammates, cheering them on, following them around, cheering them on. So bringing flywheel in case the hunter turns state, you can also be pretty good. So Cheerleader could go flywheel or broken, whichever you prefer. Next is Puppeteer. Puppeteer has two ways you can play him. You can play him as a kiting character, which is he's a very good kiter. So 3/9 snooze if you want to play him as a kiter. Or if you want to play him as a rescuer, we can also play the merchant 3/6 build with snooze here. Next is the Fire Investigator. We're just going to play a pretty standard 3/9 snooze build on him. Sometimes we see players go for a rescue build on him because he does have, I guess, good support potential off chair. You can airbag the hunter, which can slow them down. But I would mostly just recommend playing him as a kiter 3/9 with snooze here. Next is Faro Lady. Faro Lady, again, is just going to play a pretty standard 3/9 with snooze. Now, you can play flywheel. Let's say you are invisible and the hunter kind of guesses where you are and they're about to hit you. You can flywheel the swing. That can be pretty good to have. So if you really want to play flywheel on Faro, you can play flywheel. Or if you want to just play broken windows, 3/9 snooze is also fine for Faro Lady. And last but not least, we have Knight. Now, Knight is a rescuer, but you don't need to bring Tide Turner with him because when you rescue with the sword, he protects the survivor, and they can only take chip damage, which kind of acts like its own built-in Tide Turner in a way. So that's why we don't really need to bring Tide Turner on Knight. And since Knight is chaseable for some hunters, we do want to bring a kiting build. We're going to play 3/9 here with snooze. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Timestamps will also be in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out for now, and I'll see you all in the next one.